Well, I was really getting pretty lazy. But after it was over, I lived with a friend for a couple of months, and I hated laying in bed all day, so I got up early every morning and got out and did things, looked for things for the house, and found that I felt a lot better, and I still get up and do something every day. And my son said, just look at it, Mom. You were getting ready to sell your house, and then you had nothing, and now you've got a brand new house, all new appliances, and I don't have to worry about something going wrong. And I said, yeah, it's been a blessing in a way. It's still sad to see it because there's no trees or anything, and I'm anxious for spring to get here so I can put hanging baskets on my pergola, and I love flowers and things like that. So I feel like, I'm here, and this is where I'll be the rest of my life.
The layout is completely different. We went more with an arts and crafts style this time, which is what my husband and I really like. Our previous house was a ranch style house, the typical what used to be in Joplin, what's kind of still here in certain places. So we started over, started from scratch, started over, and put our spin on what we wanted. Silence used to kind of unnerve me. It now is kind of a comfort. And you kind of make peace with the peace and quiet. Mm-hmm. But it does sometimes, since nothing's around and no one's here and all you're seeing is basically flat and construction, it does just kind of be like, okay, so hurry up, people. I want some neighbors. I want some things around. I'm kind of tired of looking at flat, barren land.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I guess the new normal for us is, now we live on top of the hill with nothing around us, watching things come back and how things are laid out. Also just, as I was talking earlier, the tornado game that they now have, that's part of the new normal for us. Figuring out who's going to be our new neighbors, what's coming up around us, because both the lots on either side of us are up for sale. Mm-hmm. So we don't know what's coming to our neighborhood.
No, it's our home. I've been Joplin residents for 49 years, and we lived here for 4. And we were broken, kicked, and you got to stand up and say, I'm not going to take it anymore, I'm going home. And that's what we did. We came home. There's no trees, there's no squirrels, there's no kids riding their bikes up and down the sidewalk, there's no lights. It's just, you just walk out in the backyard or the front yard, and it's just so quiet. It's like you're living out in the country in the middle of the city.
We bought that house together 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And you always, even though our house was an older home, it was home.
Oh, sure.
Very different, and I think that is something we're still working on getting used to. Just like when you guys got here and look out my back patio, you don't see a whole lot of anything. Very different, and I think that is something we're still working on getting used to. Just like when you guys got here and look out my back patio, you don't see a whole lot of anything. And so we stay in a lot, just, being honest about it. But I think eventually, once we get neighbors and see more kids outside and things like that, we'll want to be out. But it's very different. Mm-hmm. You still walk outside and drive down the street, and you're just constantly reminded of it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much like it never goes away. Mm-hmm. Josie says this house is not as cozy and homey feeling. But I think a lot of that has to do with the outside, her surroundings. It doesn't feel like home yet. I think that's why it was a little nerve-wracking to rebuild, because you have no clue what everybody else is doing. Remember me telling you, I'm like, we were literally the first house going up, and I thought, is this a mistake?
Yeah, I mean, you had second thoughts.
Yeah, and I still do sometimes, but it looks great now, and everybody's starting to come back, so it's more exciting.
Yeah.